One of the weirdest experiences I had was we were filming Rod Gilbert's work experience. We'd filmed with the Army, we'd filmed with the Air Force, where they'd actually let him fly a fighter jet, and then the Navy were like, "How come you haven't done us yet? He can, he can like drive a warship." So we went out to sea and on a frigate for a few days and like slept in the bunks and like ate with the crew, and
That's really
that was
cool.
really cool. That was a good
That's
place
really
to be.
cool.
So
That is
it's
really
a really
cool.
weird world to kind of drop in as a civilian with no military experience to then just be on a ship with all these military people. Like it was fascinating.
Send some photos to your wife. She's like, "Where are you?"
Yeah,
Just
wait,
with
what are
some
you doing?
friends.
Yeah.
We wanted to get a GoPro shot of the ship leaving the port. So we were like, can we clamp a GoPro on the front of this warship? So they were like, yeah, if you climb up this ladder and go on there, there's a really good angle up there. I'm sure you can do it. But he was like, whatever you do, don't step on those plastic domes. I was like, what are they? They were like, they're warheads. It was like literally just like a box of warheads, but they would like shoot out. And I had to walk, like step in the gaps in the middle, put the GoPro on, get the angle right, like check my phone with the Wi-Fi, and then climb back down again.
It's like worth the shot.
It's like I like said to Nathan, I was like, you can go and get that. I'm not going back up there.
One for one.
I'm too clumsy.
Wow, that's really cool though. How long do you spend there? Was it just the night?
It was like 3 days, I think, in total. But then they extracted us off the. We left port with them, but then they weren't willing to go into port to drop the camera crew off because we like weren't that important in the grand scheme of things. So they had a ship come side by side, and we did like a moving extraction
That's
with
really
all
cool.
a camera kit and everything. So
What
it was like- it
what
was
was
cool.
the food situation like?
The food was amazing.
Wait, really?
Honestly, the food was incredible. So they had like old school Navy people and this younger generation, and they were like, the older generation want like greasy comfort food, and the younger generation want healthy food. So they do healthy food, unhealthy food, alternate each day, so that everyone to try and keep everyone happy. But honestly, I couldn't believe how how good the food was. Like it would. It was,
Was
good.
it like catering style, where it's like you kind of go like in a buffet where you go and you kind of get whatever you want? Like how does
No,
that
you
work?
literally like there was like a hatch, and they would like pass out. There were like a few options, and you'd like say what you want. They'd pass it out, and you'd go and eat. It was
Interesting.
pretty cool.
Did you
So-
talk to any of the soldiers?
Yeah, no, we were just hanging out with everyone. It was pretty cool. When we filmed with the Army, we were in the infantry battle training school. So they've got like whole towns that are fake that they practice like insurgents and all this kind of stuff in. And that was interesting because then we were like sleeping in the woods with them. And it was like you weren't allowed to light a fire because they'll give you position away. And we were there just as like people, I guess, camera crew. And these people were doing like intense. They'd been like kept awake for 4 days just to like really put the pressure on them. And they were like professional soldiers who were being tested because they were trying to like get new. They were essentially trying to increase their ranks and things by going to this infantry school. And we were there with cameras like filming. It was
Taking your 8-hour nap.
Exactly. And at one point, like we fell asleep and then woke up, and like we just had a sleeping bag in a hole. That was like the accommodation we were sleeping in. They didn't bother putting tents up. They were like, you just get in your bag and you sleep in, find somewhere out of the wind. And I remember waking up and it snowed on my face. So
Oh my, yeah.
I was like, this is why I'm just here. I'm glad I'm just here for a few days.